Getting started with Redux Toolkit. Purpose: the Redux Toolkit package is intended to be the standard way to write Redux logic. It was originally created to help address three common concerns about Redux. Configuring Redux store is too complicated. I have to add a lot of packages to get Redux to do anything useful. Redux requires too much boilerplate code. We cannot solve every use case, but in the spirit of Create React App, we can try to provide some tools that abstract over the setup process and handle the most common use cases, as well as include some useful utilities that will let the user simplify their application code. Redux Toolkit also includes a powerful data fetching and caching capability that with that RTK query. It's included in the package as a separate set of entry points. It's optional, but we can eliminate the need to handwrite data fetching logic yourself. This tool should be beneficial to all Redux users, whether you're a brand new Redux user setting up your first project or an experienced user who wants to simplify an existing application. Redux Toolkit can help you make your Redux code better. And here is the installation. Create a React Redux app. The recommended way to start new apps with React and Redux is by using the official Redux TS template for Byte, that is TypeScript. So you can check out this link, or by creating a new Next.js project using the Next with Redux template. So here we have another link. Both of these already have Redux Toolkit and React Redux configured appropriately for that build tool, and come with a small example app that demonstrates how to use several of Redux Toolkit's features. So right now I have a folder here. This is my programming.js folder, and I already have it connected to my terminal. So if I enter to my terminal, I'm gonna make it bigger, and I'm gonna type in ls, and let me see, I have it in cd, and it was Redux, okay. So I'm gonna go into Redux, and I'm gonna create a new project, and I'm gonna type in npx. It's gonna be npx create, just like we did with React. It's gonna be create, and it's gonna be create React hyphen app, and then the name of your file or your project. In this case, I'm gonna name it test. And now, in order to use the Redux Toolkit, I'm gonna put in template like this, template, and now Redux. So we're gonna do npx create hyphen react hyphen app, then the name of our folder of our project, then template, and then Redux, and then we're gonna press enter, and this is gonna create a folder for us. So if I go into my, let me see, if I go into my Redux folder, it should be creating it for me. Okay, this is this, and this is gonna take a while, so we're gonna be checking now. Here, Byte with our Redux plus TypeScript template using the digit tool to clone and extract the template. So you have this example, npx digit redux.js slash redux hyphen templates slash packages slash byte hyphen template hyphen redux, and then my app. Or you can use the next.js using the with hyphen redux template. And again, as we did with React, we start with npx create next hyphen app, and then example with Redux, and then my app. In our case, I'm doing it, and I'm gonna make it a little bigger one. Okay, in our case, I'm doing npx create hyphen react hyphen app. This folder is gonna be named test. We add a template, double hyphen template, and now Redux. So this is gonna add our Redux toolkit. We do not currently have official React Native templates, but recommended these templates for starter React Native and for Expo. So you have these GitHub links, and this one is for the React Native template, and this one is for the Expo template with Redux. If you already have an existing app, let's say you have an already, you created a React folder, so you already have it, but you want to add the Redux Toolkit, you will have to go into your terminal, and you do npm install at redux.js/toolkit, assuming you already have also installed Node.js in order to use the npm package manager. If you need React bindings, you do npm install React-Redux. It is also available as a precompiled UMD package that defines a window.rtk global variable. The UMD package can be used as a script tag directly, and the UMD is the universal module definition. It's a module definition format that aims to be compatible with both CommonJS and AMD. It also allows you to export the module as a global variable that you can include in your application through a simple script tag. So we have that, and here what's included. Redux Toolkit includes these APIs. So we have, as you can see, we have the configure store that wraps create a store to provide simplified configuration options and good defaults. It can automatically combine your slide reducers, adds whatever Redux middleware you supply, includes Redux Thunk by default, and enables use of the Redux DevTools extension. So that is the configure store, and this is just a general overview. If you go into this link, you can go into more detail. Let's see if we go into the folder has already created, as we see here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm already here, so I'm gonna go into my I name it test. So I'm gonna cd into that test folder, and now I'm gonna type in code space that, and this is gonna open it in Visual Studio Code. So I can just close this terminal, control plus tilde, so I can open my incorporated terminal here, and let's make it a little bit bigger. And as you can see, we have a public, so we have the common files in the public. We have the source folder, so here is where we are gonna have the app, and we're gonna have the store.js file. So we are importing configure store from the at redux.js/toolkit. If we go into the package.json, we see that in dependencies we have the redux.js/toolkit, that is the version 1.9.5. we have the testing libraries. We also have obviously React DOM, React Redux, and more. So what else do we have? We have our scripts, and we have browser. So we have the star script. In this case, it's gonna be npm star. So in contrast with the server where we do npm run, we just do npm start, and this is gonna open it in a port 3000. So let's see, it's gonna open, and here it's gonna send us to localhost 3000, and it's gonna take a while maybe. So this is the Redux example that they're giving us. Is a decrement, increment kinda, yeah. So that is what we have here. If we go into the app folder, inside of the source folder, we have the configure store that we are grabbing it from the redux.js/toolkit. We also have the counter that is coming from the features folder. We have a features folder here, and inside of that features folder we have a counter folder, and inside that counter folder we have a counter slice file, so counter slice file, so this one. And let me close this incorporated terminal. And this counter slice, we are importing create async thang, we are importing create a slice from the Redux.js /toolkit. We are also importing fetch count from the counter API. So from this one we are importing this function fetch count. What else do we have here? And then we have the store, we have the reducer, we have counter, and this is the example by default that Redux Toolkit is giving us. So we have that, and inside of this folder feature we have the folder counter. Inside of that we have this counter.js. We are using React use state. What else do we have here? We also have some basic CSS. We have the counter API as we saw previously. We have the counter slice. We have the counter slice.spec.js. What else do we have? We have, let me close this one. We have some app.css, so some basic CSS here. We have the app.js, and we are importing React from React. We are importing the logo from that logo.svg. We are importing the counter from the features counter in the counter folder. So we are importing it from here, from this one, from this file. And what else do we have? So we have this function named app. We are returning. What else do we have here? We have also the index.js. So we are importing React from React. We are importing create root from the React-done/client. We are importing provider from the React-redux. We also are importing the store from the app/store. And yeah, we have all this stuff. And yeah, this is just a general overview of what we have, but the most important thing is in the dependencies we have the Redux.js toolkit, and we have the React-done, React-redux. So we have all this information here, and as you can see it's working here in localhost 3000. And the way that we started it was with the script, so npm start. And let me see, yeah, npm start. So we saw the configure store. Now we're gonna see the create reducer that lets you supply a lookup table of action types to case reducer functions rather than writing switch statements. In addition, it automatically uses the email library. You have the link if you want to check it out, to let you write simpler immutable updates with normal mutative code like stated to do's, open brackets 3 close brackets, that completed, and then is set to true. Then we have the create action, and you have a link for all those concepts. The create action generates an action creator function for the given action type stream. The function itself has a toStream defined so that it can be used in place of the type constant. We have the create slice, accepts an object of reducer functions, a slice name, and an initial state value, and automatically generates a slice reducer with corresponding action creators and action types. We also have the create async thang that we saw in the okay, I'm gonna don't save it, that we saw in the Visual Studio Code. Let me see, I think it was in the APIs, it was in the, okay, so we are importing create async thang and create a slice. So again, create create a slice accepts an object of reducer functions, a slice name, and an initial state value, and automatically generates a slice reducer with corresponding action creators and action types. We have the create async thang. What is the create async thang that we saw here in the file name counter-slide.js that is inside of the counter folder, that is inside of the features folder. And yeah, they create async thang accepts an action type string and a function that returns a promise, so we're going to be using asynchronous, and generates a thun that dispatches pending slash fulfilled slash rejected action types based on that promise. Then we have the create entity adapter that generates a set of reusable reducers and selectors to manage normalized data in the store. And finally, we have the create selector utility from the reselect library, re-exported for ease of use. So here we have the RTK query. RTK query is provided as an optional add-on within the Redux.js/toolkit package. It is purpose built to solve the use case of data fetching and caching, supplying a compact but powerful toolset to define an API interface layer for your app. It is intended to simplify common cases for loading data in a web application, eliminating the need to handwrite data fetching and caching logic yourself. Here we have the RTK query is built on top of the Redux tool core for its implementation, using Redux internally for its architecture. Although knowledge of Redux and RTK are not required to use RTK query, you should explore all of the additional global store management capabilities they provide, as well as installing the Redux DevTool browser extension, which works flawlessly with RTK query to traverse and replay a timeline of your request and cache behavior. RTK query is included within the installation of the core Redux Toolkit package. It is available via either of the two entry points below. So here we have the import and create API from the Redux/toolkit/query. React specify entry point that automatically generates hooks corresponding to the defined endpoints. And then we have the other example, that is import create API from the Redux.js toolkit query/React. So what's included? RTK query includes these APIs, the create API, and again we have the link. The core of RTK queries functionality, it allows you to define a set of endpoints, describe how to retrieve data from a series of endpoints, including configuration of how to fetch and transform the data. In most cases, you should use this once per app, with one API slice per base URL as a rule of thumb. We have the fetch-based query, a small wrapper around fetch that aims to simplify requests, intended as a recommended base query to be used and create API for the majority of users. And then inside of the angle brackets we have the API provided space slash that can be used as a provided if you do not already have a Redux store. And as you can see here in the folder source we have the folder app, and then inside we have this file name store. So what else do we have here? Finally, we have the setup listeners, a utility used to enable refetch on mount and refetch on reconnect behaviors. You can check out this link, see the RTK query overview page for more details on what RTK query is, what problems it solves, and how to use it. So you have that link if you want to check it out. You have that, and then you have more information about Learn React. We have variety of resources available to help you learn Redux. You have the Redux Essential tutorial, Redux Fundamentals tutorial, and then Learn Modern Redux live stream.